Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to That's a Shoot, my weekly episodic show. We'll talk about what's going on in the world of professional wrestling. So, I saw on Twitter this morning there was a hashtag Bayley EO for main event, and it's not like the We Want Cody hashtag where it was like trending #1 for a long time, and then it was trending like throughout the top 30 of the United States trends throughout the weekend. It isn't that, and maybe it's just getting started. And I actually should maybe do a quick check here and see if it maybe has gone to the other big trending. Yeah, see. Let me go back here. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see here. So let's see. So like Jimmy D, he got popped for PADs. He's trending. Maybe got some other things trending. George Carl is trending. I don't know why that is. Yeah. No, it doesn't seem to be on the United States top 20, 29, 30 trends of the right now. So maybe it's just getting started. Who knows? But again, like I said, it had been trending Bayley EO for main event hashtag. So I thought, well, this might be something to talk about here. What should be the main event of night one? We know that Bayley, and EO are set. That's set in stone. That's the thing. We also know that Cody and Roman are set in stone. So, I guess you can say, well, if you're gonna do, 2 nights, shouldn't, the female winner of the Royal Rumble, her match, main event night 1, and or main event at night, and then the male winner of the Rumble should main event night 2, or the main event the other night, whatever, however you want to say it. And I guess in an all perfect world, that's exactly what you would do. However, again, I think that that's not what you that's not what you do, right? You go by what you think is the biggest profile matches. And this is what they've done. They only did that, in Wrestlemania 37 when it was Sasha Banks against Bianca Belair, which again, and in my opinion, that should not have been the main event. The main event should have been Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley. That would have been the other main event. But I guess the way it turned out, you had Bianca. She won. Excuse me. Jesus Christ, I apologize. Every time I start talking, one of these things start yawning. That means I'm not getting enough sleep in some form of fashion, but whatever. But yeah, so we had Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. Bianca won. Bobby Lashley won his match against Drew McIntyre. So maybe you don't want Wrestlemania going off the air with a heel victory. You wanted to go off the air even in night 1 with a winner. And if you also looked at this, if you look at 36 with the Boneyard match, Undertaker AJ Styles, that was night 1. Night 2 was the Drew McIntyre match with Brock Lesnar, and he went off the air with him winning. So And then you talk about look at 38, right? Should have been, but 35 should have been Charlotte and Ronda. And Becky Lynch inserted herself in there somehow. But 38 again probably should have been Charlotte Flair and Ronda. But then we get Steve Austin coming out of nowhere. And he's going against, he's going against Kevin Owens. And Charlotte Flair was the heel again, and she won that match. So. And also, let's face it, Ronda's return. She was not as into it as she was the first time around. She just really wasn't, for whatever reason, and that's something to really see. Like, what? It's happening. That's another thing. That's okay. That'll be something I'll do some other time. Probably when I start doing these stats shoots, maybe I'll do like a superstar profile, or for like some of the things, right? Who knows? But anyway, okay. So going back, I lost track a little bit there. So going back to that one. Minute 38, and then we have Roman going off for night for night 2. So maybe I should just done that here because they Roman Reigns going off as the last night on night 1 and night 2, all 3 years. So maybe it isn't a good thing about the good guy going off. So who knows? But just to go back to like the topic of what should we have. So let's break down the match that is is set, the match that we think it is, and a match that looks like they are going to go to before anything else. So again with Bayley and Io. Bayley won the Royal Rumble. She get the thing with damage control. We just had last week Dakota Kai come back, and she seems to be right now on Bayley's side. I don't know. I'm waiting for the backstab, and Bayley. I'm hoping what they don't do is that they don't have Bayley just immediately trust her. Right? She may have ran the girls off with the steel chair, but hopefully Bayley doesn't automatically trust her, and then they do some type of tag match, and then she gets turned on, like Sting and Ric Flair. The one of the things they say about Sting in the 80s and 90s is that he was a great guy, but he was dumb as fuck because he just always trusted Ric Flair. Every time Ric Flair would just stab him in the back. So that's what I'm hoping they don't do that with Bayley, because I think that was kind of really smart. They kind of really played it smart for Bayley. So I'm kind of hoping it that way. And listen, it's a pretty nice story. I think we've been seeing it for the longest time. But just because it's the longest story doesn't mean it's the hottest story. But again, as they say, if you're gonna do 2 nights, why not have one be, one male and one female? So that would be the argument for that, Bayley Io. So Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. Now that has not been confirmed yet, obviously, because we have the Elimination Chamber match and we have Rhea Ripley going up against Nia Jax, and anything can happen. Rhea could get hurt, Becky could get hurt. There's so many things that could go down. And there's still a part of me that maybe even thinks that they still might do Bianca or Liv Morgan, because Liv Morgan's like she says she's in her revenge era, and she's trying to get revenge on Rhea Ripley for injuring her. So wouldn't it make sense to give Liv Morgan that? Now I know there's things where you do one way and then you look towards the other way, but like even in the picture I used for the thumbnail, they had Rhea Ripley come out, and then they had Becky Lynch interrupt her, and Becky Lynch hasn't even secured the title match against Rhea Ripley, but they're already basically telling you this is what's going to be, a match for Rhea Ripley, for WrestleMania, Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, and that's good, right? And it's fun, and that's, I don't have any problem with that. But then again, you're talking about should it main event. Again, you would say it would main event because it's a women's match. And again, the truth, I think I'll think about what we said in the past. But has the story really been there? They've teased every now and then a Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch just to keep you, just to tease you, as if to say that this is going to happen at some point. And now here we're close, and they're getting closer and closer, and they keep doing this. But again, anything can happen. And like I said, I'm still not convinced that it's I'm like when I do my predictions, I'm gonna choose Becky Lynch, but I'm not gonna be surprised if Bianca Belair or Liv Morgan wins it. Because I think those are two stars, and they have two stories, and things like that. And really, you want to see Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. That should be the female Austin Rock, Cena Orton, whatever. However you think. When you think about feuds. That's a main one that should be going on for as long as they can. Excuse me. So then you have that, right? But then there's nothing been confirmed. There's nothing that's even been nothing been announced, nothing been confirmed, nothing anywhere. But boy, ever since that thing last Thursday with the kickoff, WrestleMania kickoff press conference, and then the teaser video that they put out on Super Bowl Sunday, and who knows what's gonna happen tonight? The Rock and Roman Reigns are both gonna be on SmackDown tonight. I mean, who knows what they're going to do? It really seems like that they are looking to have The Rock and Roman go ahead against Seth and Cody in a tag match. It's going to main event, and that tag match would main event WrestleMania because you're going to have The Rock. If it's the Rock's in the show, The Rock is even doing one or two things. He's either opening WrestleMania, like I once predicted, not predicted, but fantasy booked that to have The Rock and Roman, open night one of WrestleMania, and then have Cody and Roman close WrestleMania night 2. And I'll get to that in a second. I'll get to somewhat, but that in a second. But yeah, you're gonna have The Rock. He's gonna be like in the main event spot, and The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody and Seth is a good one. It's a tag match because again, you can hide Seth's injury a little bit. People are worried about The Rock and maybe him getting injured or him not being in ring shape. I don't doubt The Rock. I think it's going to be a match no matter what. A great match no matter what. And I have faith in The Rock that he's going to do what he needs to do to get done. So I think that's a good one for him. So I have no problem with that. So there's nothing to worry about that. But I guess if y'all worried about that, you get to hit him in a tag match. Now I guess the pin will say who takes the pin, right? You wouldn't want to pin Roman, because Cody needs to beat him, on night 2, for this entire thing to mean something. know, he shouldn't beat Seth because he's a world champion, and I would figure on night 2 he would wrestle for that championship. Now maybe what you do is you have him. You have the injury figure into some way, and then that, and he gets, maybe he can't continue. Maybe you do like the Bret Hart Owen thing from Royal Rumble '94, where, Seth tries to go, but he can't continue, and then maybe, the next night he even has to, I don't know. You shouldn't beat The Rock. Again, so, you're not beat. It looks like you can't beat Roman unless you're going to have Cody do it to make that work. You can't beat The Rock unless you're going to have Roman beat The Rock. Now, I know there was rumors about Rock really even wanting to win that match. I mean, Rocky, I love you, but what's going on here? No. If you were going to have a match with the Roman, it would be to see who's the real head of the table. And you're 52 years old. You shouldn't have too many matches left. And I'm hoping you have 2 matches left. You have this, whatever you're going to do at WrestleMania, you're going to have that coming up. And then whenever the match you do have with Roman, has that be your last match. But you should not be winning a match versus Roman Reigns. Now, could you win this match? Sure. Should you beat Cody? You could beat Cody here, because Cody has only been pinned. He's only been pinned once by Roman. He's lost twice because he passed out from the submission of Brock Lesnar. So he's got 2 losses on his thing. So you could have Cody Rhodes get pinned, and you could have him be pinned by The Rock, actually, and that's probably make the most sense. Have Cody get pinned by The Rock in a match tag if you're going to have them, do something like that. Now, again, this is totally speculation, totally fantasy booking, and things like that. However, I feel that if you're going to do this match, that it has to be the main event. I think it has to. And listen, there's rumors about that Rock has the main event of WrestleMania, and he had that in his contract when he signed on to become board of directors for TKO. And I think that's that's in his thing, and that's in his contract. And I think that's something that he can do. I think one of the things that people get upset at, they didn't realize it, is that The Rock is The Rock, and he can come in and do what he wants. Now, somehow he wanted to come in and do the match with Roman, and that turned all sideways. And here, and like I talked about something here. Here's what I'm going to talk about, right? So, if this tag match does happen, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins will be pulling double duty. Obviously, Roman and Cody are facing on night 2 main event, and Seth will be facing the winner of the men's Elimination Chamber match. So if you're gonna have Roman Reigns work twice, then why didn't you just do the Roman versus Cody thing? Why didn't you do that? Why couldn't you have done this, right? Let's turn this around, right? So let's go back a couple Fridays ago to was it even last Friday? No, it was a couple Fridays ago. Probably it was the second. Yeah, the second. So on February 2nd, you have Cody come out there, and he's talking to Roman, and he says, "Roman, I will be facing you night 1 We're facing you in the main event of WrestleMania on night 2. But, however, before then, I've got to do something. Seth Rollins made a fantastic pitch to me. And I think he's right. I think I should be wrestling for the World Heavyweight Championship. But I also should be wrestling for that. So on night 1, I'm going to wrestle Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Then on night 2, I'm going to wrestle you for the WWE Undisputed Championship in a title unification match. There should be only one champion in WWE. And we're gonna, and there's no better place to do that than the biggest WrestleMania ever, WrestleMania 40. But you're not done either. On night 1 on WrestleMania, you're gonna have a match as well. You're gonna have a match with the real head of the table. If you smell have The Rock come out there, and they could do out there, could have hugged Cody, do all that stuff, and then Rock and Roman could have stood there and looked eye to eye, right, face to face, and then you could do the biggest match in WrestleMania history. Whether you want to open the show or even close the show with it, if Rock has the thing in the match, Roman versus Rock. Rock still stays babyface. Both Cody and Roman still work both nights, so that it's even. And everything like that. And if you want to put in the stuff about taking everything from you, that's fine. You know, hit the table, things like that. And then that's what this could have been about. You know, The Rock has been disappointed in what Roman has been doing. Calling himself the head of the table, calling himself the tribal chief, and not being, you know, like it or whatever. Being, you know, good like or whatever. And then you couldn't have people turn on The Rock. And then who knows I guess really whoever thought that people would have turned on The Rock anyway, because people have been fucking asking for The Rock versus Roman Reigns the last 3 years. And they give it to him, and now they don't want it because of Cody. So whatever. But you could have done that, and then nothing, and then still it happened. And so if both Cody and Roman are gonna go double duty, then that's the way it should have been. But they didn't have the foresight to maybe to do that. They didn't have the foresight to see maybe that it might backfire on them, and I didn't either. Nobody, not too many people did. Maybe only one person did, and that was Brian Last, who on one of his podcasts with Jim Cornette, he kind of said that, you know, this was going to be, this might not be, you know, good for The Rock, and people might turn on him, and then all of a sudden they did. So it is what it is. But again, for me, if you out of the 3 matches, Bayley and Io, Rhea versus Becky Lynch, and a tag match between Roman and Rock against Seth and Cody, I think there's no doubt if you're gonna do that tag match, that has to be main event on night 1. At least in my opinion. Now, what about your opinion? What do you think should be the main event of night 1? Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments section. Which one would you choose? You know, so let me know down in the comment section. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy, AJTRIP, signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.